Hi, this is Dina. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm back again, trying to get this YouTube channel going. You know how it is. You gotta keep pressing. But this is Dina's journey, and on my journey, I became a reseller. I was a reseller about a year ago, so I might not look at the camera because I'm walking and I don't want to trip and fall. But I was a reseller about a year ago, and I had to stop reselling. I didn't want to, but I had to. I sold on Mercari. I sold on eBay. I sold at the yard sale. Well, I did yard sales at my house, and I sold at the flea market, and I had a booth inside of a store, which I like because you just take your stuff to the store, set it up, go fill it up again, and then you can walk away. I was selling at the flea market on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and pretty much that's it. Every other day was Mercari, shipping out orders. I don't know how Mercari is now because I haven't been on it in a while. So I know the fees have changed. Some things have changed because I ended up buying something on there, and something that should cost me $30 ended up costing me $50. But it is what it is. So let me tell you about my journey. I stopped reselling because I would sell at the flea market on Wednesdays and Saturdays, like I said. And at this flea market is very, very aggressive. This one you don't pay first, you pay after. Like, you go get a table, and then they come to you, and when you're there, you give them your money, and you're paid for for your time that you're there. So you had to kind of fight for tables. I would have to go, maybe if it was on a Wednesday, I would have to go on a Monday and put a top down and nail it down to the table, and hopefully on Saturday it's there when I get there. But there was some homeless people out there. They would take your tops and use them for themselves. So, but I did get to sell out there when I was able. And then sometimes I would go and somebody took my table, and my husband would go with me, and he wanted to snatch the stuff off the table, snatch the guy's tablecloth off the table that was supposed to be mine. But you can't do that because it's first come, first serve. So I couldn't prove it. And you had to be there like 4 o'clock in the morning. So I would sit in this is the process. I had to sit in the car, sit in my truck until drive out there, be there at 4 o'clock in the morning. But the flea market didn't open till 7, but people would come early. I had to sit there until daylight. It would be dark. Sit there till daylight, and then unpack my truck, set up. Good customers. That's what I miss, the people. I miss the people that I met. And but maybe I'll see them again. So I would stay out there, and I would only do like 7 to 12 and then go home. Made enough money, go home. I didn't want to be out there all day. So that's the good thing about the flea market, because it's money in your hand, and you can, Um, You got to keep up with what you do when you get money in your hand. You kind of got to organize your money, you know, when you sell at the flea market. But anyway, that took a toll on me because I was doing it and then running to my booth, packing that, doing Macari, shipping them off. And in between that, I had to go get inventory. I bought pallets. I bought Walmart pallets. I bought Amazon pallets. I bought Alibaba pallets. I bought Target pallets. And then you have to sort through all that stuff and put it somewhere. And I was going to the thrift stores. And I was doing storage units just by myself. Sometimes I would have my friend help me, but that wasn't many. It was more, me. And I would have my grandkids on some days. So it was wearing on me. So at my booth, like I said, I had a booth, but I actually had 2 booths. Then actually I had so much stuff, I had 3 booths. They was trying to accommodate me. The marketplace in West Columbia was really accommodating to me, and I want to thank them for that. So I started to get worn out. My blood pressure was going through the roof because I would sit there at the flea market and there's no bathroom at 4 o'clock in the morning. They don't open the bathrooms till 7 o'clock. So I sit there. I didn't drink water on purpose, so I wasn't taking care of myself. I was just slipping through the cracks. I didn't take care of myself. And when you run, I'm not drinking enough water. I'm not eating. You're just thinking about get that next pallet. The pallets was hot, especially the Walmart pallets I did. It was health and beauty, so I had to keep up with the demand because health and beauty was hard to get. And I would have another reseller that would buy from me straight off the pallet. So you make friendships. You make good friendships in reselling. And the storage units was another level. I had to rent U-Haul trucks, right? So one time my truck broke down and I had to rent a U-Haul truck to get all those pallets in the U-Haul truck and take them to the flea market. So that takes a toll on you too in the South Carolina heat. But anyway, I kept hearing God say, slow down. Slow down. But I had to. Now, if you think of health and beauty, you have so many products. You have makeup, you have body wash, you have everything you can think of that's on the aisles of Walmart health and beauty. I had. So sometimes they still have the stickers on them. You have to take those stickers off. You have to prep it all for the flea market. I didn't leave stickers on there. I cleaned up all my stuff. You got to get the stuff right. You got to be presentable. And it was containers and containers and containers. Like, I would probably take 18 containers full of health and beauty out to the flea market. And they would just dig in them, and I sold it cheap. $2, $3, $4, $5. That's it. So anyway, I burnt out. I started to burn out. And then when you go to the Goodwill, that's another thing. The Goodwill bins in West Columbia. You have to be there early in the morning and get in line and get ready for the door to open. That's another thing I love to do because I had to get vintage things for my booth and, you know, it's just, I love it. I miss it because I don't go to the Goodwill bins anymore. I had to take a break because when God says take a break, you take a break because He knows what's going to happen. He knows before, He knows after, He knows I was going to crash. This wasn't about money. This was not about money at this time. This was about my health. My blood pressure was 250. 250. Easy. I'm stumbling around. So I decided to put it aside. I closed down my booth. I stopped reselling. And my daughter had a baby. I didn't know I was going to have to take care of the baby. But that was around the time I was going to slow down with reselling and reset myself. So if I sold again, I can reset myself and, get healthy. But what I want to say about the storage units, they're profitable. Because one thing, somebody would call me and say, I need this. So I would go and get a storage unit for $10. I could get them for $10 and $20 back then and not blink an eye. Now they kind of went up. They went up, but I was getting all my storage units for no more. One time I paid $50 for a storage unit, and I mean, it was a horror show. It was a horror show, but there was another reason why I got that unit. The family that had to leave that unit had to give it up. They was going through hardship, and they couldn't get their stuff out that unit, and that bothered me. I didn't know who they was, but I looked in there. I don't know if they had a case. I always see stuff in storage units that really tell me that these children was not living right. They weren't enjoying life like they should. The clothes was filthy. It's really sad. It's really sad. But that unit, everything was filthy. And I asked somebody, I said, you want to help me clean this out? And I said, and I'll give you some of the stuff out of it, because really, the clothes was, when I say dirty, I'm talking about like you can wash them and they'll smell good. But then there's times you can't wash them because they're just beyond that. But I said, wash the clothes. I'll give them to, you can wash the clothes and sell them at the flea market. And they didn't really want to do that, but I took what I could, right? So I paid $50. So the storage units that you don't think can bring you money, those are the ones that brought money to me. The ones, well, let me just say this. As I was cleaning it out, my husband came and helped me clean it out. He helped me clean this one out, and we got it done. We had to do it on a Sunday, so I guess we missed church. But that unit that I spent $50 on, that was the most I ever spent, bought me $450. Now, out of all that trash and all that stuff I had to throw away, there was gold in there. You might find gold. You might find, it might be one thing. Sometimes it was all trash, and I was end up doing them a favor. But they knew who I was because I bought so many. So that's one case. But the next case, storage unit that I got, I ended up getting it late in the day. It kind of closed, the bid kind of closed out late in the day, and I got this unit for $10. And it was getting close to night. It was nighttime, so I said, oh Lord, I didn't like being in that building, and The storage unit is closed. The storage unit is closed, and well, the storage, the office is closed, and you have to go in there. So and it was in a hallway. So I went in there and started cleaning out at night. It was a small, narrow one. It wasn't a 10 by 10. It was, smaller. So I started cleaning it out. So it just seemed like mess. But that's what's to expect when you clean them out. I expect the worst. I don't want to see nothing dead in there, but uh, nothing horrifying. But I did find a rat, and I said, Lord have mercy. I don't want to clean. I don't want to do this. And I was at the end of, like, because storage units was wearing me out because I was buying so many. It was kind of wearing me out. But I'm so curious, of what I'm gonna find. But I just was like, man, I don't feel like doing this. So what happened was I was cleaning out the storage unit and just throwing stuff here, throwing stuff there, there was some good stuff in there though. Throwing it here, throwing it there. Remember, I only paid $10. But I noticed some toys in the back, like, and I have grandkids, so I said, well, okay, I give them to my, disinfect them, give them to my grandchildren, because they were still in a container that was sealed. The rat hadn't got to that. The rat was dead, but I had to clean it up. It's yours when you buy it. Once you buy it, that storage unit is yours, and you have to clean it out. So, cleaning it out, seeing some toys. I didn't know what the toys was. I just was throwing them out. Lo and behold, I threw out money. There was little people, little animals, and I found out they was little pet shop toys. And they had the houses. They had about 300 or 400 the little pets. So I grabbed all of those and I just put them in the container. But see, I had threw the other pieces to it out because I didn't know. I didn't really go for storage units to sell toys. I would usually get the toys for my grandkids. So I got home. Oh, and I found something else in there. And I said, what is this? It was all medical stuff, all medical doctor stuff. It's like they did surgery or something. So I was I didn't want to touch. I put them in a bag, but I didn't want to really sell medical scissors and all kind of stuff. But some of the stuff was new. And there was these big machines in there. Well, not big, but like bigger than a VCR. And you can put them on a desk or something. And that's when I sold on what I sold on eBay. They was worth $1,000 and something a piece. And I had these machines, but because I didn't sell on eBay, because it was so many scams, and I'm a new seller, I thought I was going to get scammed. But the person, I put them on eBay for $1,000, and the person wanted to buy it, and I looked the person up, like the building said it was a doctor's office, but it looked like it was in an alley somewhere. It was a newer building, but it just looked like it was secluded off. So I kind of canceled it. And then another doctor, and then I saw that it was sold again, and another doctor wanted to buy it. So I said, well, this is a hot item. I can't remember what it was, but those machines can go for $1,000, $2,000. But anyway, in that, and with selling on eBay, out of just that unit, I made almost $2,000 on a $10 unit. So because when I was standing there throwing that stuff this way, that way, and trying to hurry up and get out of there, it's like I heard the ones you don't want to do will be the ones that bring you money. So I shut my mouth on that. And then I I bought 4 storage units at one time. I bid on 4 storage units like a fool, like a fool. See? Like a fool. Cleaned them out within the time that they say. I don't know how I did it. I even took my grandkids with me. Took my grandkids. And when they got in the car, it was about 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock at night, they said, we don't want to go. We don't want to go no more. We want to go home. So, they're my buddies. They're my buddies. They went with me almost to every storage unit that I cleaned out, almost all of them. But because they know that there was toys in there or something for them. It's not easy cleaning out a storage unit with children, but I did it. But I just think if it works, if you try it, I wouldn't spend that much money because, not unless you have it to spend. But I also would get storage units to get stuff for people that needed it. Somebody needed a couch. It was a brand new couch in there. I was able to get them the couch and then deliver it to them. I miss reselling. I miss thrifting as much as I did. Maybe I'll do some videos with that. I can't say when because I don't know. I don't know when I'll be able to shop like that because I'm in this position now where my money is less, way less than, it's been. I take care of my granddaughter to help my daughter out and till she gets, she's working and I take care of the grandkids. That's what I always did for them, for my kids. So I always start and have to stop. So I said, why not make YouTube videos about my journey? There's probably something I missed about one of my adventures in selling, but I want to say that also pallets, Walmart pallets, health and beauty, if you can get your hands on one of them, you're good. Or Target, or whatever one is best for you. It's just I had the space in my house, but now my husband has a car in there, so we knew things was changing. He wanted a classic car, so I had to pull everything out of the garage, put it in a storage unit, and then I took it all out of the storage unit when I stopped reselling. But if you need to take some time for yourself, slow it down, because I almost killed myself doing this, especially when you do it by yourself. I really was a ticking bomb, and now I'm relaxed. I'm outside and enjoying life. I'm 55, and when I do something, I work. When I work hard. I work hard at it. Even if I mess up, I still work hard at it. So if you're reselling, continue reselling if you can, but take care of yourself. See you in the next video. Like, share, subscribe. Dina's Journey. Can't even cut the video or clip it. Clip it. Sorry.